if you have money stashed away in a high yield savings account, that interest rate might go down, and certificates of deposit. This is still a great time to grab a high yielding CD because won't happen overnight, but pretty quickly those rates will come down too.
And Christine, we mentioned that this was not a unanimous decision, so there were some people that wanted more of a rate cut. Some people wanted, I think, no rate cut. What happened?
Yeah, there are 12 people who make this decision. 10 of them voted for a rate cut, this small trim, but one who was appointed by the president, President Trump, wanted a half a point cut, a bigger cut. Another person didn't want one at all, still concerned about inflation. And the Fed chief really signaling, don't count on another rate cut in December. They're not ready to say there could be another rate cut ahead. Listen.
In the committee's discussions at this meeting, there were strongly differing views about how to proceed in December. A further reduction in the policy rate at the December meeting is not a foregone conclusion.
He said that, I mean, he's still speaking now. 4 or 5 times he said another rate cut is not a foregone conclusion. Remember, there's a government shutdown. They don't have a crystal ball for all of these really important economic data anymore. And he did talk a little bit about tariffs, too. Those could push up prices a little bit in the near term. We still have to watch how all that plays out.
And Christine, cutting interest rates can cause prices to go. Inflation is still at 3%. What should we?
A couple of, you don't really, the problem the Fed has here is that the job market is cooling and inflation is still too high. And so if you cut interest rates, that could make the inflation part of that scenario worse, even as it supports the job market. So the two goals of the Fed are in tension right now. So they're really in a tough spot. At least for now, they're more worried about the labor market, about cutting rates to support the job market than they are about inflation, it seems.
All right, Christine Romans, thank you.
We are also following that breaking news involving Hurricane Melissa. The storm is moving through the Caribbean after leaving behind a lot of damage.
Melissa made a second landfall in Cuba early this morning as a Category 3 hurricane. The powerful storm destroyed homes across the island. Hundreds of thousands of people were evacuated before Melissa made landfall.
In Jamaica, officials say it could take days to really fully assess the scope of the damage. Melissa made landfall as a historic Category 5 hurricane yesterday. Jamaica's prime minister has declared the country a disaster area. Much of the island does not have power today. NBC News correspondent George Solis is on the ground in Jamaica.
So we're on a highway right now, heading into western Jamaica, some of the hardest hit areas. This is what Jamaican police are doing where the road is blocked. You can see they have chainsaws here trying to clear as much debris from the roadway here, so let cars pass. Officials telling us even they don't know just how bad some of the roadways are as of this hour. They are going little by little, assessing street and road case by case. All of this, of course, coming after Melissa slammed Jamaica as a powerful Category 5. One bit of progress there on the airport. One of the officials saying the airport in Kingston appears to have gotten by mostly unscathed, which is great news when it comes to getting some of those relief flights. But there is still so much assessment to be done in these harder hit areas. There are still reports of people that have been stranded, people that are on their rooftops. And unfortunately, we are starting to hear reports of possible fatalities. Officials working to confirm if they are still storm related. Again, the assessment for the damage here just getting underway. Back to you.
George Solis, thanks so much. Great reporting. Let's bring in NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns now. Bill, Melissa is still a dangerous storm. So what do we expect in the coming hours?
Yeah, the